getting divorced in or after your 50s is a growing trend, now known as gray divorce, but starting over after a long-term marriage can be daunting to say the least. When our first guest divorced after 27 years of marriage, she was forced to reinvent her life. Here to share what she learned, we welcome back the author of Table for 51, life coach Shari Leid. So nice to see you.
Thank you. I love it here. I was saying the green room is so friendly.
We have a fun bunch today.
You have the friendliest green room in the entire nation, I can tell you that.
I love hearing that. Okay, well, let's talk about the numbers here, because obviously so many people never imagine they'll end up getting divorced, especially later on in life, but it's really something to think about.
Yes, in Portland alone, 1 in 4 people over the age of 65 are divorced.
That's pretty staggering.
Yeah, and if I'm still single at 65, I'm moving to Portland.
You know where to find
Yes.
him. Oh my gosh, that makes perfect sense. Okay, so, and then we should think about this especially for, say, parents who stay at home, going through a divorce later on. Maybe they'll have to re-enter the workforce or buy a home on their own for the first time. I mean, these are really big challenges.
Yeah, and gray divorce, such a bad name, but gray divorce is rising. And in Portland, 1 in 5 people, 25 to 54, are stay-at-home parents.
Yeah.
And so at some point, many of them may be in this situation where after 50, they have to go back to work or trying to buy a home without having taken a paycheck for several years or decades even. It is daunting.
Can you share us a little bit of your timeline and your story?
Sure. So I was a stay-at-home mom for like 15 years and divorced at 27 years of marriage. Didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
53 when we filed, 55 by the time it was finalized. And I've owned homes before, never owned my own home, didn't know if I would even qualify for a mortgage because I hadn't taken a paycheck in almost 2 decades. So it's really scary. And it's that financial piece that became really scary, and quite honestly, probably kept me in the marriage longer than either of us should have been in the marriage, is because of fear of the finances.
But I think so many people can relate to that, and you have rebuilt this beautiful, amazing life now, but I know you went through it, right? So let's talk about some of the things that you've learned. Talking about those finances, I mean, can it just be so scary to even approach something like that, buying a home on your own?
It is so scary, or just even, thinking of making money on your own. If you've been staying at home for so long, you haven't done that, so you haven't built the confidence that you can if you need to do that. And I think the thing is, knowledge is power. It makes things less scary, and it also helps you make decisions.
Absolutely. Okay, what about the dating world? I mean, a lot of people can't even imagine getting back out there.
And after 52, it's different than their 20s.
Totally different.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I could make some jokes, but this is afternoon TV. But yeah, and learning dating apps and things like that. And I have bad directional sense, learning the difference between left and right.
Your swiping was amiss.
I was like, oh.
That is too funny, but you can do it, right? You just gotta put yourself out there.
Yes, and I think the big thing, if you've been married for as long as I have, or even in any type of committed relationship, you get used to a certain type of person. And one of the best things that somebody told me is just, be careful that you don't end up in the same situation, because that's what you're used to. And have fun, whatever fun means. But, I got really good dating advice. Ask people if you can just go out and meet them first before it's actually a date. When you're asked that, say, can we just sit down and meet? And if this works out, maybe after 1 or 2 times, then we could have a date.
Oh, okay, I like that.
I did too, and that just takes out all the pressure from everything.
Gather some information first before you dive a little bit deeper. That's great. Okay, what about building a team of friends, of a support system? What should you kind of have in your corner during this time in life?
Well, I call it my, this is for women, and I think men need the friends too, but for me, I call it my picket fence friends. And when you think of a picket fence and holding things together, each slat holds the others together. And they've helped me so much through this, and friends of different ages, but somebody who's gone through it before.
Yeah, right. I mean, everyone's experience is so different in that way, but I'm sure you can kind of glean nuggets of wisdom from each other, and then really appreciate the perspective of everybody's going through something.
And you see them on the other side, and clearly in Portland you could find 1 in 4 people over 65 to bring into your picket fence.
Well, and what about just the range of emotions, right? I'm sure that there are lots of things coexisting, like the joy, but then also the fear. How do you let that in? How do you kind of let your guard down and experience those things?
You know, I just recently had this. So I purchased a home in Dallas, and which is supposed to be a really exciting time, right? My first home that I'm purchasing myself. And I was going through a lot of mixed emotions there, and it was hard for me, and I realized I hadn't actually grieved the loss of our family home.
Oh, wow.
And I had to remember that grief and happiness, no matter what you're going through,
Yeah.
those can coexist.
That makes sense, though. It's something that you've loved and that brought you a lot of joy, but that you're going to move forward on a new adventure.
Yes, and I have to tell you, I think everything in life prepares you for now, and a setback is just a setup for a comeback.
Okay. What about somebody who feels like they're totally stuck, but they really do want to refresh or restart? What's that first step somebody can take?
The first step is knowledge is power, right? For me, it was talking to a divorce attorney, even before I decided if I was going to get divorced, to just see what the lay of the land is. For someone else, it may be another thing, but the question is, what is your easiest first step that you can do?
What's the one thing you hope that people take away from this conversation today?
That, you know, every time a door has closed for me, it had to close so that everything I've wished for, prayed for, could open up. And life is good after 50. Life is good, and there are plenty of people. You're in good company. Plenty of people, especially here in Portland,
right?
that are there with you.
New friends, new opportunities, new discoveries. You don't know who you haven't met yet.
Yes, and I had a good life, but that good life was keeping me from a great life, and I feel like now I'm having a great life.
There you go. That's so beautiful. It is always so nice to see you. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
You bet.
Okay,
Thank
we
you.
will have more information again about Shari's book. There it is, Table for 51, all on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.